Hi, welcome. I'm Eddie. What is the greatest and most elaborate Sino Buddhist prayer? It is the grand prayer that blesses and benefits all sentient beings. It's a yearly event that usually occurs around end of November to early December for 7 days, 7 nights. As that's a translated name, there are other names such as the Great Compassion, Water and Land Dharma Service, or Liberation, Right of Water and Land. And I found a website, what they said is a full name, and it's the Supreme Assembly of Enlightened and Ordinary Beings within the Dharma realm to offer great generosity and universally liberate beings of water and land. Now, before I go any further, I just want to state that I'm just somewhat interested in Buddhism, and my knowledge is very limited. But I thought to share a little of what I learned, and maybe you find this interesting, you can investigate further. And so when they say grand, how grand is it? Well, this is a monastic-led prayer to last for 7 days and nights, and considered as the largest and most auspicious prayer. Now, there are quite a few of these events that happen internationally, like globally. And so, while it may be 7 days, 7 nights in one place, depending where you're at, it could be 8 days. Now, in one of the Buddhist websites that I found, specifically it was the Dharma Mountain site, they stated that they had 11 separate halls or shrines that includes prayers of major Buddhist sutras such as the Flower Adornment Sutra, the Shurangama Sutra, Lotus Sutra, Diamond Sutra, Medicine Buddha Sutra, etc. And also mantras such as the Great Compassion Mantra. Along with these sutras and mantras, and prayers, they also have food offerings. Now, who is this for? Now, this prayer is considered as one of the greatest and most powerful, and its goal is to invite sentient beings to help other sentient beings who are less fortunate. And these sentient beings essentially represent all the realms, from the Buddhas to Bodhisattvas, the other high realm beings, to humans, animals, hungry ghosts, and those in the hell realms. So those who are more fortunate help those who are less fortunate, like people who are well off helping those who are less well off. Except this now crosses sentient beings all over the realms. Now this is done by generating extensive merit through the offering of food and Dharma. Sangha members make donations, and they may put down specific names or reference certain sentient beings for the prayers to help. For example, maybe they put down some friends or family's names, or they may put down their ancestors, their pets, or even those who are karmically linked to them or others. Now, where did all this begin? This is a Sino Buddhist prayer, so it started in China. I was very fortunate to have gone on a Zen or Chan Buddhist pilgrimage, and actually visited the temple that started it all. Now, the temple is called Jingsan Shi, or Jingsan Temple, and it was built around 1600 years ago. Now, the Buddhist prayer did not start at that time. This particular Buddhist prayer did not start at that time. This particular Buddhist prayer started around 1500 years ago. And that was started by Emperor Wu Di of the Liang dynasty, considered by some as the Ashoka of China. He had a dream where a noble monk advised him to organize a ceremony to help all beings living on land and the seas. to alleviate their suffering. And thus he initiated this important Buddhist prayer. Now, for me as a Buddhist practitioner, I find it very helpful to learn about the different kinds of prayers, practices, the why, the how, the history, but that's, for me. And it may not be for you, but maybe some will find this interesting. And that's why I'm sharing some of the basic info about this important Dharma service. As I mentioned, that my knowledge is very limited, and so I think what I presented are accurate, but maybe some are not as accurate as I'd like them to be. So please do some research on your own. And I've included a couple of helpful links, including 2 Buddhist centers. They're international Buddhist centers, but they're based out of Taiwan. And one is Dharma Drum Mountain, and the other one is Buddhist Light International. So thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.